one of my mailbag thingies. And we're going to start it off by explaining to people we were talking about things.
Okay.
Okay, start mailbag.
Oh, all right. Here we are in mailbag. By golly, comfy, cozy. Your toes are cold.
No, I have new shoes.
Oh, yeah?
Figure something out. I saw this pair of shoes and it's like, that looks much more, because even leather shoes, my feet get very warm and sweaty.
Oh, sure.
When they do, they get cold and then I'm screwed.
Right.
So I tried them and you know what? I buy really good socks. Because there's one place you can't stop the sweating from coming from.
Yep.
The sole of the shoe.
Absolutely.
But these are kind of fun. And
Good.
I just step into them, so I like them a lot.
Well, that's very nice.
Except they move, you have the step-ins, how they move a little.
Yes.
In the heel, but not enough to actually cause my favorite thing from the old days when you bought loafers. If they didn't fit perfectly, you were going to get blisters.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. Anyway, we were discussing the art of the argument on social media, which you should only do if you're drunk, which I believe most do, or really want to be humbled at the state of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I'm tooling through this long ago, and I found these perfect insults for them.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. I'm jealous of those who don't know you. Dude, you have two brain cells and they're both fighting for third place.
Yeah.
So tell me, are you keeping your IQ at room temperature on purpose?
Well, you don't want to get it too hot or too cold.
Why are you here and what can I do about it? I have neither the time nor the crayons to explain it to you.
Absolutely.
I love that one.
Yep.
I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you.
Yep.
I love that one. You give me a completely new perspective on sympathy.
Oh my.
Yeah, first that's
fascinating. Well done. And
you don't have a library card, do you? Whoever told you to be yourself gave you bad advice.
Oh.
You couldn't pour water out of a boot if the instructions were on the heel.
Now they cleaned that one up.
Yeah, they did. So tell me, is your family tree a wreath? And my personal favorite, you are the practice pancake. I have a bunch I still have others I will share with you as we go through this lovely week.
I still like the spare parts one. You're just spare parts, bud.
Yeah, well, there are two things that tick me off, and you're all three of them.
So.
Oh, wait, hang on. We got oldie but goodie.
Do it.
If brains were dynamite, you couldn't blow your nose.
Woohoo! What the dentist saw.
Your gene pool's more of a puddle, isn't it?
One day, a mom came in with her son. They bring the son back who'd been complaining about his gums hurting extremely bad, though thought it was an infection or a really bad sore and wanted to get it checked.
Okay.
Inside the mouth was a
lizard.
Disgusting cyst.
Oh.
One of the nasty pulsing ones that you see in alien movies when the protagonist gets onto the mothership and finds the incubation room.
Okay, so it's got like a blood vessel in it? Or
apparently.
Thank God I didn't want something crawling out of there.
Anyway, hang on. After some discussion, they decided to do the procedure in a semi-normal way, numbed the kid up, de-inflate the cyst, and remove it. Easy as can be, sort of.
Sure.
When the cyst was open...
Do you ever have something numbed in your mouth?
Yeah, lots of times.
That hurts as bad as the...
Oh, I had a doc who was... I didn't even feel it. He was great at it.
See, I've had one.
Yeah.
My current dentist is really pretty good at it.
This guy's
the rest,
needle
it's
work
like,
was incredible.
okay, so tell me, when you were at dental school, did they tell you to poke the needle through the gum?
Yeah, why do you
see the other, when you see the other end of the tip, pull it back a little?
why are you jumping on the plunger? Why is that necessary? Anyway, they open the cyst.
Of course, it normally sounds like, oh.
And out crawls a
Your mouth's
larvae
open.
thing from this cyst it had been living in. Right?
So, in my liberal moment, so you've disturbed this poor larvae's home
Yeah, exactly.
just for the comfort of this person.
Isn't that a little humanist of you? Or something? Or
Oh, man.
larvaist?
Remember early in March?
Okay.
Larvaist? Oh,
Well, you know, I'm just trying to make everything work here.
all you gotta do is put I'm a Scotist.
Oh, yeah? Well, so am I.
You are. You're like the poster child
Sadly.
for the Scotists with only one T.
That's right.
Yeah, for the Scotists with two T, we have an old picture of Hanson. So, sorry, inside
Hansen.
Minnesota joke. Yeah,
Scott Hansen, comedian, great guy.
funny man.
I like Scott.
From AP, right? Dateline London. They
Okay.
didn't look after this bear. No, they didn't. A judge on Tuesday. Remember when we talked about Paddington being stolen?
Oh, yeah.
The new movie, is it out?
I have no idea.
Paddington, Peru, or something like that.
Well,
I
Ian's
love-
41,
okay.
Drew's what, 35 or 36?
Attaboy.
And they're both, they both stopped seeing such movies, I think, what, 2 years ago?
Oh, I still go. I love the Paddington movies. They're the Three Stooges with a beer.
I suppose that's true. I agree with you there. It is,
Except
they
the
are
smart
fun.
beer, as opposed to the Stooges, who you were wondering how they got out of their bed on their own.
Exactly.
They were very bright, by the way, in real life, and
Okay.
played the buffoons really well. Anyway, the judge Tuesday chastised two men, both military, for being the antithesis of everything Paddington's character stands for.
Dum, dum, dum.
It's a great statue, by the way. He's just sitting there on this park bench.
Perfect.
Daniel Heath, William Lawrence are both 22. They're both engineers in the Royal Air Force. Oh,
Well, now I know why they did it.
well, they were blotto.
They're and under 25.
They admitted in Reading Magistrates Court that they were responsible for the March 2nd vandalism in Newbury, which is the hometown of the Paddington creator, Michael Bond.
Michael Bond. I like my bears shaken, not stirred.
Well, but not broken in half and stolen.
Yeah, well, there is
Paddington
that.
Bear is a beloved cultural icon with children and adults alike, said Judge Sam Guzzi. Here we go. And can you tell he's a UK judge? He represents kindness, tolerance, and promotes integration and acceptance in our society.
Okay.
Yeah. Loaded that up with enough woke words to gag a maggot. Your actions, he says, are the antithesis of everything Paddington stands for, or in this case, since he's on the bench, sits for.
Exactly.
The statue of the bear in his signature blue coat and red hat, one of 23 installed because Paddington in Peru. The bear is gazing skyward, clutching a sandwich with marmalade about to drip on his lap.
Ooh,
That's
I
so
love
Paddington.
and I love marmalade.
The judge said, did you notice the lapel on Paddington's coat reads, please look after this bear?
Well, I think they did after a fashion.
More or less. According to the prosecutor, Jamie Renuka, the men were drunk during the escapade.
Hang on. I know another guy personally. This is a first person thing who was in the British military when he was young. Patrick, is it at all possible that these guys could have been drunk? I mean, given your experience.
Oh, no, they've admitted that. But
No, I
even
just want to know what Patrick has to say.
have you watched no movies? Not even the documentaries.
Yeah.
Because they were drunk in 22, they didn't realize everything was captured by surveillance camera. Even though it was 2 a.m., the cameras don't care. They don't have to nap. The two spirited, they ended up breaking him in half and then stole him.
Oh, it's
And returned to
miserable
RAF Odiham. Odiham?
Odom.
Sure. Were the purloined Paddington...
We got to get rid of that word.
Paddington or purloined? I like purloined.
Purloined is good, but it's ubiquitous. Everybody uses that joke.
And
Find
never did.
another one.
Yeah, exactly. Was later found in Lawrence's car.
Because he wanted to use the HOV lanes.
Hence, once more, we know that they might have been
drunk.
A little bit. The judge said the crime could only be described as an act of wanton vandalism. And the two had failed to uphold the respect and integrity we expect of our military. Well, that's true.
They're 22.
Yeah, but there's a code, man.
And they're 22.
Everyone has a code, even gangsters who kill people. I've watched all 4 John Wick movies. I know.
You know everything.
The pair. Oh, no.
So the hotel these two go to is not the Continental. It's the Chevrolet.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, more like the Yugo.
You
might have to Google that one.
Oh, I knew a guy who was the CFO of Yugo.
Really?
Yeah. And
Yugo US or whatever it was for a while?
First, yes. First, he was hired by, who is it? Who's the Italian one that always, they're beautiful cars.
Lamborghini.
No, not that expensive. The less expensive ones that look just fantastic. Shoot. It's just about everybody's first sports car in UK. Oh gosh, I can't remember now.
Well, it can't be the Aston Martin because...
No. It's the cheap ones.
That's cheap.
These are cheap. And
I have no idea.
It's Italian and it's just escaping my mind.
Oh, the Fiats.
Well, I like Fiat, but...
different. Okay.
Damn it, I almost had it there. In any case, Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, okay.
So he was CFO of Alfa Romeo US when it was here for 10 minutes. And he said, of course, as a C-suite guy, your whole family gets cars. And they're the coolest looking cars. They are fantastic looking cars, and they're fun to drive.
Yeah, but they end up running like that weird little thing that Russia used to put out, that little square box thing.
Well, he said the worst part was
I toured Norway in one of those.
You'd come out in the morning, and the side mirror would be on the driveway. Just parts would fall off overnight.
Who hit it?
Yeah, nobody.
It's just
the wind.
Probably when I close the door.
So they ask him, should we stay in the market? And he says, no, you're not doing well enough. The numbers just aren't showing it. You got to go. So then Yugo calls him up. We got to find out if we're going to stay in the market. And he goes, yeah, okay. So he goes in as CFO. They give the whole family cars. He said, and I said, well, they just didn't run.
At all.
I went, and he goes...
and when they did, they sounded like they didn't want to.
Yeah, my kids wouldn't drive them.
Actually, my boss, who lived at the time just across the street from me, Steve had a Yugo for about a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the two 22-year-old guys are going to pay about $3,500 or so in damages. Okay. The RAF said there will probably be more discipline coming, but that will be an internal matter.
Yeah.
And if you're wondering about poor Paddington... if you break Paddington in half.
Yes.
Apparently it's not life-threatening.
Oh, good.
He is undergoing repair now and will be reinstalled, says the Newbury Business Improvement District.
He regenerates like Deadpool?
No, they fix him.
Oh, okay, good. Well, procreation isn't his thing.
If Marvel had a clue... Paddington in the pool, man. Come on.
Oh, there you go.
Would that be weirder than it should be?
Here's a coffee cup I want. It's inscribed with Crappy Diem. What happens when you seize the wrong day?
So, and this is true, really.
I just love that.
Are you a Foreigner fan?
They're okay.
Remember Double Vision?
Yeah, got Double Vision.
So you got 1977.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Head East.
Lou Gramm and
Lou Gramm
and Mick Jones.
Mick Jones, correct.
They had the music. Now the lyrics needed.
Yeah,
because they're pretty sure they had a hit.
Mm-hmm.
So they're at 1977. They're in New York working in the studio. And they had the new song. They just didn't have a hook or a name for the album, which was a follow-up to Foreigner, which put them on the map.
Yeah, yeah.
They're also, you're in New York. You meet people, right? They're in Foreigner. They met folks. And, of course, their favorites were hockey players. And they actually became friends with John Davidson, who is New York royalty. He was a goalie for the Rangers.
Oh, I was thinking of the singer.
Yeah, picture that one in your head. Go ahead.
He's a Methodist minister's boy.
Exactly. Explains a lot.
I know all of those guys.
So one evening, Graham is in the recording studio, maybe like a mile away from Madison Square Garden where the Rangers are playing.
Man,
and he had one of those little TVs taped up in the corner.
Yeah.
He said, which I turned on so that, between my takes and things, I could see how the game was going. And Davidson did what Davidson did. He took a skate to play the puck, and somebody smacked him hard, went down wrong, and you could tell he was woozy, right?
Yeah.
So the fight ensues.
Oh, yeah, you can't you're pounding on the goalie.
You protect your goalie.
Yeah.
Trainers came out to check him out, and apparently they got him back to the bench, and apparently he checked out. And today, of course, he would have been sent to
rehab.
Well, first, no, you have to have the guys in the blue hats in the NFL. Remember the guys with the blue hats or something?
Yep.
Do the protocol.
Yep. Concussion protocol. It's a good
according
idea.
to Davidson, yeah, I got dinged, but I stayed in. That's what we did. I don't remember one entire half of 8th grade football. Same reason. On the Rangers TV broadcast, one of the guys said apparently Davidson had been complaining of double vision on the bench before he re-entered the game. And Lou grabbed his pen and paper.
It said, "Here we go."
He said when John got hit, it was as frightening as it was, as terrible as it was. It triggered something in my head. I've told John this a number of times and offered to hit him in the head again. No, he would never do that.
That's funny.
So fill my eyes with double vision. No disguise for that double vision. Thank you to the New York Rangers and one of my favorite goalies that they've ever had, John Davidson.
Going to the comments, or moving to the comments, or moving on to the comments, or commenting on the moving ons, or the movie about ons continents or incontinence. In any case,
got yourself in a little hole there, didn't you?
This is True Really News, episode 944.
We've done 944 episodes?
More than that, actually.
Have we aired them all?
No, this is 945. I think this is 945.
Oh, so that was
fairly
like the
recent.
last one, yeah.
So from Chris Combs, Chris Combs, my brother, no relation.
From Chris Chromosomes.
I understand he has some. You know the story about the guy smuggling the turtle in his pants?
Yeah.
It was an emotional support turtle. Which emotion was it supporting? Lust?
Well, no, think where it was.
That's what I'm saying.
We know what it was supporting, and it wasn't emotional. It was a physical support.
Ooh, like a
amphibian.
Goalie. That poor thing probably took a hockey puck to the turtle.
Duck.
No, turtle. Apropos, this is True Really News, episode 944, again from Chris Combs, my brother, no relation. I said I don't like turkey. Chris, being extremely witty, or half that, if you don't like turkey, why are you such a turkey?
It's a legitimate question.
Moving on to this is, no, I was wrong.
You were.
I think we're recording 947 right now. We're recording 947.
Oh, well then.
Yeah. Anyway, apropos, this is True Really News, mailbag.
Pox upon thee for being incorrect.
Episode 172 from D. Combsify, my son Drew, no relation.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that ingredients list I read off that included a finger?
I do.
And and you said, I have no idea what you're making here. But I said, well, it's a pumpkin pie. And Drew says,
Not with the finger.
do I have to start ordering vegetarian pumpkin pie? Yes.
Now there's the state of the world in a nutshell right there. Or a pumpkin shell. Do pumpkins have shells?
Ooh. And there he blew her straight to... apropos of This Is True Really News, episode...
Hang on.
945.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about all those Fire TV channels you watched.
Sure.
You checked out there. There was a Yule one. There was a Yule Gibbons
Oh, the
one.
logs.
Yeah, the log
fire logs. Yeah.
What else was there? There was
a couple of fantasy cartoon ones.
Yep. What about having a Batman fire? Says Chris. You would never leave. Maybe we could throw all those stupid Batman comic books in there. Moving on.
Pox upon thee, you clumsy lout.